What's good, Josh? I'm Makai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe and try to hit 1,000 subscribers. Next subscriber helps. And today we're going to be talking about the Zion Williamson situation and just what's going on over there in, in the Pelicans and New Orleans and just what I think about it. So if you don't know, Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans are not really seeing eye to eye. Zion has been injured. He hasn't been staying in shape. Yeah, he has a foot injury. He was supposed to return a few months ago, but, things have gotten worse and worse in his rehab. And now you have, guys like JJ Redick going on TV and saying, oh, Zion's a bad teammate. He's detached. He doesn't really care. CJ McCollum came out and said that Zion didn't talk to him, in a couple days after he got traded. And, you would think, like, a guy like CJ McCollum comes to your team and you're, the franchise guy, you would want to talk to him. But Zion didn't do that. Obviously, he's talked to him now. And Zion has, posted pictures with teammates. Oh, y'all my dogs for an L. But we know that's just like a front. But this Zion situation is just really weird to me because I have yet to see Zion Williamson say out of his mouth, but Zion Williamson, any of his accounts be like, I'm not happy in New Orleans. I want out. I'm done with this. It seems to be those folks around Zion Williamson. Like, people are just speaking for him. And I don't think, like, usually when it comes to athletes, they know what they want. They don't need people to speak for them in most cases. So Zion, catching all this slander, catching all this flack, like people saying, he's quitting. 2 years into his rookie deal, 3 years into his rookie deal, he wants out. And, I think this New Orleans Pelicans team is pretty good. They would be even better with Zion Williamson. Because, you got Brandon Ingram, who's great. TJ McCollum is really good. Herbert Jones is a really good defender. Jonas Valanciunas is doing, good stuff on both ends. Devontae Graham, he hasn't really been too hot lately. But, they're doing, really well. They got a lot of good pieces and whatnot. They got the Jose Alvarado guy. He's, pretty solid. So, you throw Zion into this, I think they can definitely be in the mix for, for sure playoff spot, maybe like top 6, top 7. But the thing about the Zion situation is that I don't really see why he's catching a lot of slander because he literally can't play. He literally, had foot surgery. The foot surgery, in rehab didn't go as well as, they would have hoped. So now he's stuck in like this middle ground where it's like, oh, I've been injured most of my career. I think he's only played 85 games out of 3 seasons, and that really looks bad. But I think in his last season, his All-Star season, he's shown us more than enough to believe that he's dedicated to the game of basketball. He wants to be at the New Orleans Pelicans because I haven't seen somebody be Zion size and move the way he does, just be able to get to the rim despite the lack of spacing. And even though they get Alonzo Ball, I still think that the New Orleans Pelicans can do things, whether it be spacing-wise, getting more creators, and just, letting Zion still be, great, but even give him even more space. So this whole Zion situation is weird to me because it seems like Zion hasn't said anything, but it's just everybody around him trying to speak for him. Everybody around him is trying to, basically say he wants out. And if Zion was to leave New Orleans, if Zion was to force his way out, that could present problems in the future because, Zion's #1 pick. He's a guy that's, a couple years in, when still on his rookie deal. And somebody leaving on their rookie deal could, be kind of disastrous moving down the line for the NBA because it's like, well, what's to stop the next, big prospect from being like, oh, 2 years in, I don't like what this team is doing. They suck. I want out. I want to go to New York. I want to go to LA. So this Zion thing has, bigger implications than just the immediate ones. But personally, I can't see Zion leaving the Pelicans because, one, I keep saying this, he hasn't asked out. We haven't heard from his mouth that, he wants out. It's his family. It's his stepfather. They don't like New Orleans. They want Zion to go to a bigger market. All crazy things like that. But I think that the New Orleans Pelicans have done a pretty good job just, building the team because despite drafting Jackson Hayes over guys like, DeAndre Hunter, Jackson Hayes is beginning to play well on both ends. They, basically got CJ McCollum for a bag of chips and a bottle of lotion. And Brandon Ingram is having, one of the best seasons of his career, if not the best season of his career. So I think that, the foundational pieces are there. And you throw Zion in there. Like, how do you stop a CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson pick and roll? How do you stop Brandon Ingram and Zion, pick and roll? How do you stop Zion? Because you couldn't even stop him when he didn't have spacing. How are you going to stop him when he has, Brandon Ingram waiting on the wing? How are you going to stop him when he has, maybe Jackson Hayes in the dunker spot? How are you going to stop him with CJ McCollum, in the perimeter? Like, there's just a lot of dangerous things you can do with Zion in this team. So, I really hope that Zion, comes back healthy, comes back soon. Now, when it comes to this season, I'm pretty much, I've lost faith in him coming back. But for next year, and the way that the Pelicans have been moving, I think that they can definitely, go to the playoffs, get some playoff experience. And, if Zion just comes back and he's, healthy. And the thing about Zion is, like, it's kind of like mysterious how he looks right now, because every week there's a new picture. He looks as big as a blimp. Then there's another picture. He's looking, kind of slim, kind of good. And I just don't know what to make of it, because how are all these pictures just looking so different? And now, I don't think he's as fat as, like, social media would tell you, but I don't think he's like super duper, skinny, like in shape, like it was at Duke, obviously. But I think it's somewhere in the middle where I think he can still play, but it's not like his, ideal playing weight. But I do think that his playing, his weight right now, I do think that he can play with it. But the man is literally injured. What do you want a man to do when, his foot is literally injured? He can't, jump on it. He can't run on it. And, of course, Pelicans fans are going to be mad at him, because the Pelicans have been kind of balling, or at least, their individual players have been balling. And, you look and, and then, like, you add Zion to this, and it's going to get scary. But, yeah, man, this Zion situation is really weird. It just seems like a lot of, miscommunication, a lot of people speaking for Zion. But, at the end of the day, it's all about basketball. And I think Zion returning to the New Orleans Pelicans, I think it's going to be a really good team. I think it's going to be real fun. But I think that Zion is doing everything he can to get back. And I just don't think all this slander going his way is truly, warranted. But yeah, man, if you stayed to the end of the video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one.